What is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. I am driving home on my way home from work today. Another good day. Yesterday, I sat out to make a video about Seth Rollins going up against Drew McIntyre on Monday Night Raw tonight. I ended up talking for like 10 minutes about my WrestleMania trip this year and how excited I was and how I was putting pieces together. Even today, more things are falling into place. The Major Brothers Wrestling Figure Podcast, my favorite Friday podcast to listen to on my calendar, is going to be having a live show on Thursday night at the Palms. I'm hoping to get tickets to that. I'm hopefully going to be hooking up with my friend Brian, who's a major mark that I'm hoping is going to be able to get the tickets for that. Last night, I ended up bumping my flight earlier. I don't know how to say that. I basically talked myself into, I need to get there the night before. So that way the morning of, instead of flying there, getting to the hotel, and feeling like I wasted almost a whole day, I'll be able to wake up in Vegas and then be able to start my day. Hopefully go down to the Vegas sign, maybe the Pinball Museum, and kind of work my way back up. I know that there is a Target located on the side of the MGM Grand. So hopefully I'll be able to hit there, get some supplies, get back to my room. I'm still thinking about, if I'm going to that WrestleCon, if I go to the Major Brothers show, I don't think I'll be able to go to the WrestleCon Super Show. But we'll figure all of that jazz out later. But just a few days ago, my good buddy Ravi, Assault and Battery 777, he made a video about WrestleMania 42 in New Orleans. I think we're still holding on to the dream to all three of us going to Las Vegas for WrestleMania 41. We just need ticket prices to drop a little bit. There's a whole bunch of tickets on the market still. Prices have been driven up. I'm not sure if they are available on like normal Ticketmaster prices or if they're all secondary ticket holders that are hoping to move their tickets for a profit. And hey, you're able to do that. It is what it is. If you want to open up your own so-called business, buying tickets and selling tickets, there's a lot of people out there that do that and sell and make money. I don't think that a lot of people come out in the open saying that they do that because a lot of people get mad at having to pay those prices. And this is the first time that I've got held under the fuel of the fire and got burned by it. I think a lot of people have gotten burned wanting to take their kids to go Taylor Swift. I would love to be able to do that, but there's some kind of like lottery I think you have to do to be able to buy them, and if you're not able to buy them, then you pretty much got to pay whatever is out there on the market, and people are gonna know that that's an expensive ticket and they're gonna want to be able to do it. People have tried for years to try and fight against it, whether you have to show your credit card that bought the tickets to be able to use the tickets at the show, things like that. So there's no secondary sellers or anything like that, but there's nothing that's foolproof. But basically, my buddy Ravi made a video talking about WrestleMania 42 in New Orleans, and saying that it's two of the best trips that he's ever been on. I don't really know if he basically said that WrestleMania 34, I think it was 30 and 34. I think he said that like it didn't completely live up to 30, but it still really was a really good trip. I'll tell you the truth, I was sitting at home, I was watching those videos, and I really felt like I missed out. I really, really wanted to be there. I wasn't at like a horrible spot in my life, but when it comes to like money-wise, I was barely putting it together to be able to keep the house that I have, keep the lights on. I think back all the times about how I was able to keep the power on, how the water didn't get turned off, how we always had food on the table. We always celebrated birthdays and everything like that. And I wasn't looking for like handouts from my parents or anything like that. I just like scraped down, and I got it done. WrestleMania 42, if they went back to New Orleans, I will have to tell you that I think New Orleans was the best WrestleMania destination that we ever went to. I went to WrestleMania 26 alone. Me and the friends, we went to Atlanta for WrestleMania 27. We went to Miami for WrestleMania 28. I will tell you that honestly, the Miami trip was put together better than the Atlanta trip, but mistakes were still made. But I think by WrestleMania 30, I think all of us, Miguel might have one more WrestleMania on us because he went to Houston and Ravi ended up going to New York. But I think we had enough time on our hands of building a good WrestleMania trip. 30 might have been our best one. It seemed like we were kind of always busy, but we didn't like kill ourselves, getting from show to show to show. Everything, besides for the ROH show, which was held at, I think it was at a college or something like that, was within walking distance. I mean, literally, we stayed at the WrestleCon hotel. I remember that when we got there, we basically were greeted by Colt Cabana, who was getting dropped off right at the door, either by his Uber or his taxi. I'll tell you the truth. WrestleMania 30, I didn't even know what Uber was. I know that when we went to the ROH show, we had to book 2 taxis. And then the plan was, after the ROH show, was to head back to Kaiju Big Battle and see where the mascots were fighting. But we were not able to get taxis because of the fact that it was so busy and everybody was trying to leave that ROH show all the time. I think that a majority of the people, didn't have a car. In Atlanta, we rented a car. In Miami, we rented a car. In Santa Clara, I drove. Dallas, we didn't rent a car. But I'll tell you that I think New Orleans was made for WrestleMania. That Drury Hotel was honestly, still to this day, probably one of the best hotel rooms that I stayed in. I felt that what we paid for the room, it was me, Miguel, and the Boston brothers. We split it 4 ways. It was like supreme value in an excellent location. To the left of us was the Superdome. Across the street from that was the Smoothie King Arena, where Monday Night Raw was. If you walked to the right, the Hard Rock Casino was down there, where somebody in our group lost a lot of money playing blackjack. And then right around the corner from that is, I guess, the convention center, which was huge, is where Access was. I ended up spending my whole Saturday there. At that time, I thought it was cool to be going there and meeting wrestlers and doing this, that, and the other. But then now looking back, I didn't see the sun come up or the sun go down that day. My whole day was spent inside of the walls of that convention center. And I look back on it and I got huge regrets that I spent my whole day doing that. Across the street, right across the street, was the Sugar, I can't remember what it was. It was Sugar something. And it basically just seemed like it was an empty warehouse. And that was where WrestleCon was. I don't think at this place they could do WrestleCon again. I think that WrestleCon has grown each and every year that we've been there. At WrestleMania 31, the next year, it was in a hotel ballroom, and they ended up having to put it in several buildings. They had so many wrestlers there. And then WrestleCon in Dallas was just a really, really big room. It was almost like they had a whole convention center for themselves. And the videos that I've seen since then, it seems like they've put it in hotels, on different floors, and it's gotten bigger, but I don't think that they would be able to do it in the same place. But it was one of the best trips that I've ever been on. I mean, if you don't mind, a mile-long walk at the most. Oh, and then probably the best thing about it, I'll tell you the truth, I had never been to Bourbon Street. I honestly was really scared about going to Bourbon Street. I heard a very, very bad review from some of my friends that went there. They talked about how, it was kind of scary because of crime. It was dirty. It was dark. He just kind of made it seem like it was just a lot of people out there, and it just didn't seem fun. After WrestleMania, I really regret that we waited until Sunday night to go there. When we went to Bourbon Street after WrestleMania, the walk back to the hotel, I think everything had been taken out of us. I kind of blamed the Undertaker loss, that it kind of felt like we were in a death march walking away from a funeral. But it also could have been of riding the high of Daniel Bryan winning the championship. Of course, he beat Triple H that night, and then the main event, he beat Randy Orton. Batista pretty much beat Triple H again because he was involved in the main event, and became the champion. Maybe it was just riding that roller coaster of emotions. We kind of deadly walked back to our hotel. I remember running into my friend Victor from here in Sacramento, and just seeing him on the side of the road, and just being like, yo, what is up? And but we went upstairs, we changed, kind of regrouped real fast. We went over to Bourbon Street. I remember getting a fish bowl, and we kind of just walked up and down. We did the yes, yes, yes chants. We were throwing the 2 sweets up to everybody on the thing. We have one awesome picture of our group kind of colliding with another group. There's an Asian CM Punk in the picture. I don't even know who that guy is, but maybe we just thought that his outfit was so cool that we just had to get him in there. But it was awesome. And I mean, if you kept your head up, if you kept your eyes open, it was easy to spot wrestlers there that were there having fun, that didn't mind taking pictures of people as long as people just weren't bugging them. I remember, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, Randy Orton, SoCal Val. There was a lot of people there. And as like I said, we stayed at the WrestleCon Hotel, the Drury. They offered free food there. They offered free drinks there during certain times. I don't even remember us. I really don't remember us ever going to a Walmart or a Target to get stocked up. I think that it was just pretty easy to get food. Everything I've heard about Las Vegas is be careful how much things it cost. Make sure you bring your money. I've been on vacation before. I know things are expensive. You got to kind of be looking for ballpark or airport prices almost anywhere you go. I've watched a lot of videos about how to value shop or value eat while you're there, to find certain spots to get food that won't kill you. Ravi and Miguel will both tell you that I kind of go nonstop during these things. I get all fired up. Like I said, I moved my flight yesterday, and I extended my hotel room one night because of the fact that I really felt like I didn't have enough time. And I basically have a schedule of WrestleCon, WrestleMania, Monday Night Raw, going to see a couple sites that I don't think anybody else will really care about. The Major Brothers show I added today. That's really all I have. I really don't have any other shows on there, and it's not like I'm going to spend 12 hours at WrestleCon. So I think I'll have a lot of downtime where I'm able to walk around and see certain things, and hopefully run into people that I know from these things. But I haven't put together one of these trips in a long time. I think that definitely I want to say that WrestleMania 41, I think I'm done. That's one of the main reasons why I really, really am just committed to this trip, whether if anybody else comes or not. I really want to go to WrestleCon, but if this trip turns out that Ravi goes and Miguel goes, or hell, if one or the other goes, if I can make this some sort of a combined trip where we spend time together, I'd be back in. I'd Ric Flair retirement this damn thing. I'd be back in the game. So we'll see what the future brings. But as of right now, lots and lots of rumors about WrestleMania 42 returning to New Orleans. Be his third time in 2013, 2014. I'm not really 100% sure what year it was, but it was fun. It was one of the best trips ever. I think that it really fits WrestleMania, and it'd be an awesome place to go back.